from Milwaukee, where Jeffrey Dahmer brought a whole new meaning to the term eating in and took self-quarantining to a whole new level. This is Kurt Berglund with another Pine Tar Baseball Great Teams of the 90s ball game for you. Tonight, today, whenever you're watching this, it's the 1992 Pittsburgh Pirates against the 1994 Montreal Expos at Olympic Stadium in Montreal. The 1992 Pittsburgh Pirates were winners of 96 games in the National League Eastern Division Championship when they lost in the National League Championship Series in 7 hard-fought games to the Atlanta Braves. The 1994 Montreal Expos were a team cheated by labor stoppage, a strike. In 1994, they were winners of 74 games out of 114 played. So, whereas the Pittsburgh Pirates had a winning percentage of .592, with the 94 Expos with a record of 74-40, their winning percentage was .649. They were on pace to win the National League East, and many thought go on to win the World Series. This is two heavy-hitting teams from the National League from the 1990s. Let's go through the batting orders. Again, Pittsburgh is the visiting ball club today. Leading off and playing right field, Alex Cole. Batting second and playing shortstop, Jay Bell. Batting third and playing center field, Andy Van Slyke. Batting fourth, well before his hat size expanded into double digits, it's Barry Bonds, the left fielder. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Orlando Merced. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Jeff King. Batting seventh, the catcher, Mike LaValliere. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Jose Lind. And batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates today, and as you can see from his card, an A pitcher on the road, it's right-hander Doug Drabek, the ace of their staff. Now for the homestanding 1994 Montreal Expos. Leading off and playing second base is second baseman Mike Lansing. Batting second at first base is first baseman Cliff Floyd. Batting third is center fielder Marquise Grissom. Batting fourth is Hall of Famer Larry Walker in right field. Batting fifth is left fielder and good friend of Steve Bartman, Moise Salou. Batting sixth, catcher Darren Fletcher. Batting seventh, shortstop Will Cordero. And batting eighth, and playing third base, Sean Barry. The pitcher for the 1994 Expos this evening. And as you can see, he is a B pitcher at home. It's Expos ace, or one of them, Pedro Martinez. Alrighty. I'm going to turn the camera around here, give you a little bit different camera angle in this ball game and see how you like it. Let me know in the comments below. Alrighty. So, let's see what we got here. Okay. Gonna shake the camera just enough to make you nauseous and turn things around here. All right. So, let's see how we do here this evening. This way. All right. So you can see these cards for Pine Tar Baseball and just how fantastic they look. We'll go like this. All right. So leading off and playing right field is Mr. Alex Cole. Left-handed batter, hit .255 in 1992. The pitch to him is lined, a base hit. That is a base hit to left field. Cole is aboard with a single, and we are underway in Montreal. Let's see if we can improve your vision here a little bit on these cards. We love the way they look, so let's give you a good look at them. Alrighty, there we go. Maybe that's better. Okay, so batting second is the shortstop Jay Bell. As you can see, hit .264 in 1992. Stats on a Pine Tar card down here on the hitters. Okay, so with Cole at first, Jay Bell is up. The pitch to Jay Bell is a base hit to left field. Cole is going to stop at second. The Pirates have something going early on Pedro. Men at first and second with nobody out, and it's Andy Van Slyke, the center fielder, stepping in against Pedro. Pitch to Andy is hit in the air to right field. That's one for Larry Walker. He doesn't have to move very much, and that's out number 1 in the inning. Barry Bonds comes to the plate for the first time. He's the cleanup hitter for Pittsburgh tonight. He hit .311, as you can see, with an on-base percentage of 456. In 1992, he slugged .624. All right, so Pedro's in a jam. The pitch to Barry Bonds is hit in the air to right field. Larry Walker back a few steps. He's going to make the catch. Alex Cole is going to try and advance to third base as he tags, and he decides to stay put. So we have runners still at first and second with 2 outs now for Orlando Merced. He's the first baseman for Pittsburgh. His batting average in 92 was .247. The pitch to Orlando is taken ball 2. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Let's see if he can come through. The pitch to him is chopped on the infield over Pedro's head. This one is going to reach Cordero, but he'll be unable to make a play, so we have an infield hit. The bases are loaded with 2 outs for third baseman Jeff King, author of a .231 batting average in 1992. Bases are loaded. Pedro is still in a jam here in the first inning, but there are 2 men out. And this time, Pedro gets him to lift one in the air to center field for Marquise Grissom. And Grissom's going to get there and make the catch for out number 3. The Pirates load the bases but fail to score in the top of the first. We're going to the bottom of the first, and we are scoreless in Montreal. All right. Doug Drabek taking the mound for the first time. Mike Lansing getting ready to step in. The batting orders that I have chosen for tonight's game are ones that were selected from Baseball Reference as 2 of the most used lineups from each team's season that year. Mike Lansing, so I didn't pull these out of thin air. These are 2 of the most used lineups that they had that season. So Mike Lansing steps in. He hit 266 in 1994, and he lifts one in the air to left field, where Barry Bonds is going to take it with no difficulty, and that's one down in the first for Montreal. Cliff Floyd stands in. He's the first baseman tonight. He hit 281, and the pitch to Cliff is driven off Drabek. This one goes into the left center field gap. It splits Bonds and Van Slyke, and it's going to go all the way to the wall. Cliff stops at second with a double, and he's at second with one man out for Marquise Grissom, the center fielder for Montreal. He had 288 in 1994, and he's looking to drive in the first run of the ball game right now off Drabek. Fly ball center field. Van Slyke's going to take this one, and he does, and that's two down, and Larry Walker will come to the plate. He hit 322 in 1994, probably the MVP of the Expos season. 394 on-base percentage, and he slugged 587. The pitch to Larry is chopped at first. Merced is going to glove it, and he's going to take it himself, and we have finished one inning at Olympic Stadium, and we are scoreless. Coming up in the second inning for the Pittsburgh Pirates, going to be the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Mike LaValliere, Jose Lind, and Doug Drabek will be coming to the plate for Pittsburgh. LaValliere Spanky hit 256 in 1992. The pitch to him, sorry about that, is an error check. It's an error check for the Expos, and it's hit at Jeff King. No, I'm sorry, it's not. It's hit at Sean Berry, and Sean Berry gloves it and makes the play for out number one. So LaValliere is retired by Sean Berry, and Jose Lind is coming to the plate. He hit 235 with a crisp on-base percentage of 275 in 1992. He is what you call an offensive millstone. Fly ball to left field. That's going to be Moises Alou who will take it, and two down, and Doug Drabek will come to the plate, and you'll see his hitting card right here. And the pitch to, with two outs, Pedro seems to be back in a groove, and the pitch to Drabek is a base hit to center field. He takes Pedro right back at him, and he's aboard. He's on first with two men out. Alex Cole, as the Pirates go falling down, Alex Cole comes to the plate and has a chance to do some damage. Two outs, one man on. And instead, Alex Cole hits a comebacker that Pedro gloves, and he's going to flip it to Cliff Floyd. And that's going to retire the Pirates in the top of the second. We're scoreless as we go to the bottom of the second. For the Expos, coming up will be the meat, well, just past the meat of the order. It'll be Alou, Fletcher, and Cordero for the men from Montreal. Take the rubber band off here and show you what that looks like. Moises hit 339 in 1994. Pitch to him is a ground ball to shortstop taken by Jay Bell, who's going to throw to Merced for out number one. Darren Fletcher, the left-handed batting catcher for the Expos, is up next. He hit 260 in 1994. Pitch to him is hit in the air to center field, and that's going to be Van Slyke coming in a few steps for out number 2. And Will Cordero coming to the plate. Kind of a rarity, a shortstop with poor range as rated by our Pine Tar formulas. You can see that because his rating, the position is written in red for you. That tells you poor range. All right, the pitch to Will with 2 outs and nobody on. He hits one in the air to center. Van Slyke will take this one as well, and that's going to retire the Expos in the second. We've played 2 innings in Montreal, and we have no score. Coming up for Pittsburgh in the top of the third as Pedro Martinez trudges his way back to the mound. We have the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Bucks. That would be Jay Bell, Andy Van Slyke, and Barry Bonds coming to the plate. And let's check and see how everything's going here. Yep, we're doing well. Okay, Jay Bell stands in. He's 1 for 1 today. He singled back in the first inning. Pitch to Jay is hit in the air to center field. Grissom is on the run, and he's going to make the catch for out number 1. Andy Van Slyke coming to the plate now with 1 out, looking to get something started for Pittsburgh. And this one is ball 4. Van Slyke is on. And with 1 out, Barry Bonds comes up against Pedro. 0 for 1 today for Barry. Expos infield at double play depth. And Barry takes ball 2. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch from Pedro, changeup. And this one is lifted in the air to center. Grissom drifting back, but will make the play. And that's out number 2 in the Pirates' third. Orlando Merced steps to the plate, looking to pick Bonds up. Merced 1 for 1 on the day. He singled in the first inning. There's 2 outs. Van Slyke still camped on first base. The pitch to Orlando is driven to left. It's down the line. Snuck past Sean Barry. And Van Slyke is going to hit third. They're looking at waving him in. And they're going to check Moises Salou's throwing arm. It is average. They're going to wave Van Slyke. The throw home is not in time, and it's 1-0 Pittsburgh on a 2-out double by Orlando Merced. He remains at second base, and Jeff King steps to the plate. Jeff is 0 for 1 on the day. He hit only .231 in 1992 with a .272 on base average. Merced takes his lead. Pedro to the belt. He checks Merced, and the pitch home to Jeff King is called strike 3. Pedro gets out of the jam, but not before the Pirates get themselves on the board. It is Pittsburgh 1, Montreal 0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Here comes Doug Drabek out to protect his newfound lead. And Sean Barry will step to the plate with Pedro Martinez on deck. And he'll be followed by Mike Lansing at the top of the Expos order. Sean Barry, .278 on the year in 1994. Later went to Milwaukee and forgot how to hit altogether. The pitch to Barry in his first at-bat on the evening is hit on the ground to shortstop. That's Jay Bell. He's going to throw to Merced, and that's 1 out. Pedro is going to come to the plate. Not a good hitter. under the best of circumstances, but he can throw a batting helmet at a pitcher as he charges the mound with the best of them. And if you don't believe me, check out YouTube. The pitch to Pedro, somehow he made contact, and it loops into center field. Grissom, already playing shallow, is going to make the catch, and that is 2 down as we go to the top of the order for Mike Lansing, who's 0 for 1 today. Second baseman for the Expos, right-handed batter, stepping in against Drabek and his variety of off-speed pitches. Lansing with a base hit to left field. He's aboard with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Cliff Floyd, who doubled in the first, but was stranded at second base because the Expos couldn't bring him in. Now he's got a chance to drive in a run, maybe. And he is a left-handed batter facing Drabek. And Doug gets him to hit one in the air to center field. That's Van Slyke. And Andy will put it away for out number 3. We go to the 4th. And the Pittsburgh Pirates of 1992 vintage are leading the 94 Expos by a score of 1-0. They get a chance to build on their lead. Pedro Martinez is out for his 4th inning of work. Mike LaValliere is standing in, and it's going to be the bottom third of the Pittsburgh order. LaValliere leaned, and Drabek pitch to Spanky. Ground ball second base. That's Lansing. Lansing to Floyd, and that's 1 man out in the 4th. Jose leaned, the second baseman. Jose is 0 for 1 today. He flew out to left field, and Moises Alou back in the 2nd inning. Pitch to Jose is hit in the air to center field. That's going to be caught by Marquise Grissom, and that's going to be 2 down. And now, with 2 outs and nobody on, we have Doug Drabek standing in against Pedro Martinez. Doug blooped a single in the 2nd. And he strikes out on a Martinez fastball here in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still Pittsburgh 1, Montreal 0. And for Montreal, it's going to be the heart of the order, Marquise Grissom, Larry Walker, and Moises Alou against Pittsburgh ace Doug Drabek. Marquise 0 for 1 today. And, of course, this was before he went to the Brewers and completely forgot how to stop hitting, forgot how to hit, and he couldn't remember very much about playing good center field either. So he kind of had the double whammy later in the 90s. This one is hit on the ground to first base. Merced is going to flip to Drabek, and that'll be in time to retire Grissom for the first out. 1 down. Larry Walker stands in. Larry's 0 for 1 today. He also grounded out to Merced back in the 1st. And Larry hits one in the air to center field. Going to be taken by Van Slyke, and that's 2 down. Moises Alou, with 2 outs and nobody on, desperately wants to get something going. Expos bats have been silent so far in this one. Pitch to Moises. Strike 3 called on a bender. That will retire the Expos in the 4th, and we go to the 5th. With the score, Pittsburgh 1, Montreal 0. Pedro's coming back out for inning number 5. And he will face the very top of the Pittsburgh order, starting with Alex Cole, and then Jay Bell, and then Andy Van Slyke. Alex stands in the left-handed batter's box. He's 1 for 2 today. The pitch to him is taken ball 4. He is aboard to lead off the 5th. Now Jim Leland has some options as to what he wants to do with Jay Bell. Bell is 1 for 2 today. What to do with Jay Bell? They are going to let Pedro pitch home, and Bell is going to square to bunt, and he gets it down. The bunt goes to Sean Berry, who's going to make the play to Lansing, covering first. And that will move Alex Cole to second base for Andy Van Slyke. Drabek is pitching well. Leland wants one more run. Van Slyke stands in. Big year again for him in 92, 324 average, 381 on base, 505 slugging, and he's 0 for 1 today with a walk, and he scored the only Pittsburgh run. Pitch to Andy is strike 3 swinging on some Martinez gas. Now they've got Barry Bonds due. Barry Bonds coming to the plate, and that will result in a Montreal intentional walk as Bonds will be passed. And now there's 2 men on for Orlando Merced. Merced came through with a double in the 3rd that scored the only Pirate run of the game. He is 2 for 2 with an RBI. See if he comes through again. Pedro to the belt. He checks Cole at second. And the pitch home is strike 3 swinging for Merced. Pedro gets out of it, and that will retire the side in the 5th. Pedro flirts with disaster just as he did in the 1st inning, but he gets out of it. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th with the Pirates clinging to a 1-run lead. Drabek is back out to pitch. And due up for the Expos will be catcher Darren Fletcher. And then shortstop Will Cordero. And then third baseman Sean Berry. Fletcher hit 260 with a crisp 314 on base percentage in 1994. The pitch to Darren is hit in the air to right field, and that's going to drive Alex Cole to the warning track, but he'll make the catch, and that's out number 1. Will Cordero, the shortstop for the Expos, 294 batting average and a 363 on base. In 1994, he's 0 for 1 today. Expos haven't really done much against Drabek yet. Fly ball to center field. Van Slyke into left center, and he will make the catch on the run for 2 down. And now comes erstwhile third baseman and future Brewer bust Sean Berry. With 2 outs and nobody on, Sean grounded out to shortstop in the 3rd inning. And this time, Sean hits it in the right center field gap, and it's down all the way to the wall. Now we're going to get to watch Sean Berry run the bases. He's around second. He's going to go for third. Alex Cole is getting it back in, but he doesn't have much of an arm. And he'll make third standing. Sean Berry with a standing triple. And you got to know that's not something you see every day. And that's going to bring Pedro to the plate with 2 outs and a man on third. And boy, is attempting to hit for him to try and get that run in. Let's see what the Expos have on their bench in the way of a left-handed pinch hitter. And they don't don't have anything in the way of a left-hand. No, that's not true. They have Lou Frazier. They're going to let Pedro bat. Against maybe everybody's better judgment, Pedro is going to get a bat. Yeah, for one more inning, though. These are the decisions. The situation is Pirates 1, Expos nothing. There are 2 outs. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Pedro has not thrown a masterpiece, but he has kept his team in the game with 2 outs, and Sean Berry on third base, still huffing and puffing. They're going to pull Pedro and go to the bullpen. Let's see what they've got on the bench one more time. Boy, oh boy. They're going to go with Rondell White. Rondell White will be the pinch hitter for Pedro Martinez here in the bottom of the 5th. Rondell White was just beginning his career in 1994 with the Expos. He hit .278 with a .358 on base average and a .464 slugging percentage. And Felipe Alou is going to give him the task of trying to drive in Berry from third and tie this game. The pitch to Rondell from Drabek is a line drive, base hit, and that's right up the middle. That's going to drive in Berry. We've got a new ball game. We're tied at 1, and Rondell is aboard. Mike Lansing will come to the plate with White at first base. Drabek upset with himself. And the Expos got what they wanted. Lansing standing in 1 for 2 today. White is at first base. And Mike Lansing hits a grounder to first. That's gloved by Merced, who's going to take it himself for out number 3. But on the strength of a Sean Berry triple and a Rondell White pinch hit single, we have a tie game in Montreal at 1 going to the 6th inning. The Pittsburgh Pirates will have Jeff King, Mike LaValliere, and Jose Lind coming to the plate. And we're going to have a new Expos pitcher coming to the mound. Oh, boy. There's one thing the Expos had in 1994, and that's a lot of bullpen. They're going to go to Gil Heredia. Looking at a Pine Tar Baseball card for a pitcher. You see a few different things here. First, I'll tell you that Heredia will bat in the 9th spot in the order, so that removes Rondell White from the game. Let's look at a few things here for Heredia as a pitcher. He is an A because the Expos are playing at home. If we were in Pittsburgh, he would have a B rating. He has good strikeout numbers, automatic strikeouts on 55 and 57, and he can go a maximum of 2 innings pitched. So he is on to, I guess, do the middle. Try and get through innings 6 and 7. It's going to be Jeff King, Mike LaValliere, and Jose Lind up at bat for Pittsburgh. Pitch to Jeff. Jeff is 0 for 2 with a whiff today. We are tied at 1 in the 6th. The pitch to King is strike 3, swinging on some Heredia gas. And that's 1 down in the 6th. Lavalier coming to the plate. 0 for 2 today. Hasn't hit the ball out of the infield yet. And the pitch to him is line to center field. That's going to get over the head. As soon as I say that, it's going to get over the head of Marquise Grissom and hit the wall on a hop. Spanky's going to get himself a double with 1 out, and that's going to bring up Leaned in the 6th with 1 out. Drabek in the on-deck circle. Jose is 0 for 2. Couple of lazy fly balls, and those were his favorite things to hit. The pitch to him is trouble. That is taken for ball 4, and walking Jose is not an easy task. Heredia managed to do it. There's 2 on and 1 out for Doug Drabek. Doug is not accomplished with the bat, with the lumber. Now it's tempting for them to pinch hit for him. But Drabek was used to going deep in the game. If you look at his innings pitched, it's 8. And the Pirates bullpen does not match up to the Expos. So, boy, not by a long shot. So, they are going to stick with Drabek. And I think we all know what's coming. Heredia to the belt. He checks the runners. The Lavalier's not going anywhere at second. But Drabek is going to square to get 1 down, and he does. He does. This one goes toward first base. It's gloved by Cliff Floyd, who flips to Lansing. And that moves the runners up to second and third with 2 outs for Alex Cole. Heredia in a jam, and it's tense in Montreal. Chance for the Pirates to take a lead in the 6th. Get the lead back, I should say. Cole, left-handed batter, facing Heredia, right-handed pitcher. Pitch to Alex. And Alex draws a walk. We have loaded the bases, and Jay Bell is coming to the plate with 2 outs and nowhere to put him. Bell bunted successfully for a sacrifice in the 5th. He is 1 for 2. Other than that, Andy Van Slyke's in the on-deck circle. The Pirates have action in their bullpen. Bob Patterson, the left-hander, their loogie, is warming up, and there's 2 men out. And the bases are loaded for Bell. Heredia's in, I'm sorry. Did I say the Pirates have action in their bullpen? No, I didn't mean that. The Expos have action in their bullpen. And that would be... wow, nothing good. Because the Expos... oh yeah, they did. I was going to say they don't have a left-hander in the pen. But they've got Butch Henry warming up in the bullpen. Bob Patterson is not throwing for the Pirates. It's one of the last things the Pirates want him to be doing, even though he's a pitcher. All right, so Jay Bell stands in against Heredia. The pitch to Jay, looking to break the tie. He hits a grounder to first. Diving stop by Cliff Floyd, who flips to Heredia, and that will retire the side. The Pirates, one more time, will leave the bases loaded. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 1-0. 1-1, sorry. It's a 1-1 ball game. All right. Due up for Montreal, it's Cliff Floyd, Marquise Grissom, and Larry Walker for the Expos. Floyd standing in is 0 for... I'm sorry. That's not true. Denny Nagel is not pitching. Person pitching, don't tell me. It's Doug Drabek. There he is. There's his card. And Doug Drabek is pitching a fine ball game. So, we have Cliff Floyd 1 for 2 today with a double way back in the first inning. Looking to get things going for Montreal in the bottom of the 6th. We have a range check, our first one of the day, third base. And it's by, or is it? Jeff King gloves it, makes the throw to first, and 1 down. Marquise Grissom 0 for 2. Clearly bothered by my comments about his performance as a Brewers center fielder. He's taking it personally. 0 for 2, looking to get it going for the Expos in the 6th. And this one is grounded to third. That's also Jeff King. He's going to throw to Merced, and that's 2 down. And Larry Walker, 0 for 2 today. But if the Pirates could get any of those base runners in, Drabek is just cruising through this Montreal order. But you got to score him when you have the chance. That's a walk to Larry Walker. Ball 4, and Walker is aboard with a walk. And Alou comes to the plate. Good friend of Steve Bartman, a big fan of the man with the headphones. And 0 for 2 for Moises today with a strikeout. He strikes out again, swinging at a Drabek breaking ball. We go to the 7th, and we are tied at 1 in Montreal. Heredia is back out for his second inning of work, and facing a part of the order they were really hoping he wouldn't have to. It's Van Slyke, Bonds, and Merced, lefty, and switch hitter, which means another lefty if Heredia is still on the premises. Butch Henry is still throwing in the bullpen. 0 for 2 for Van Slyke today, a walk, and he scored the Pirates' only run. We have a rare play now. Van Slyke strikes out, strikes out. He checks his swing. He's called out on strikes, and they just tossed him. They just tossed Van Slyke. He is gone. He is ejected from this ball game, and he's hot. Here comes Leland. Leland is literally jumping up and down. He's so angry, and that's not going to bring Andy back to the game. So when the dust is cleared, the Pirates are going to need a new center fielder. And, wow, that's a big piece. That's a big chip of the Pirates' attack. The key to their defense in the outfield. And, wow, just not good. So, big break for the Expos there. Van Slyke throws a fit. He gets tossed. And now it's Barry Bonds against Gil Heredia. Barry's 0 for 2 with an intentional walk today. And he draws a walk this time up as well. He is aboard. He's on in the 7th. Merced is going to come to the plate. Bonds stealing is an 81. And Darren Fletcher is a +9 with the arm. Let's see if they can hold him close. Heredia checks on Bonds at first base, but Bonds is taking a huge lead. Merced is in there. He's 2 for 3 today with a double and a whiff. There goes Barry on the steal, and he is safe. Stolen base for Barry Bonds. Excuse me. Merced with the chance to drive in another run. Bonds on second, Merced at the plate, Jeff King in the on-deck circle, Heredia to the belt, the pitch home. Is a ground ball to second. That's Lansing, who's going to throw to Floyd, and that'll get Barry Bonds to third with 2 outs. And Jeff King stands in. He's 0 for 3 today with a couple of strikeouts. Heredia wants to get out of this jam. Gill to the belt, looks at Barry Bonds at third base. The pitch home to King. Hit in the air to left. Alou to the wall. He's got his back to the wall, and he makes the catch for out number 3. That'll retire the Pirates. They leave another man in scoring position. They have left 5, 7, 10, 11 on. They have left 11 on in 7 innings in this ball game. They need to make a defensive switch, and so Cecil Espy will replace Andy Van Slyke in center field. And I love Cecil Espy just as much as the next guy, but he wasn't Andy Van Slyke. And so that's quite a loss. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch them out in Montreal. Drabek coming back on the mound, and it'll be Fletcher, Cordero, and Barry for the Expos coming to bat. Darren Fletcher is 0 for 2 today. Looking to get a rally started for the Expos, whose bats have been amazingly silent so far in this one. Pitch to Darren is lifted in the air to center field. A chance for Cecil Espy right away, and he will make the catch for out number 1. Will Cordero is the Expos shortstop. Will is 0 for 2 today. A couple of flyouts to Van Slyke. Let's see what he does this time. And this is a fly ball to left. This one is going to be taken by Barry Bonds, and that is 2 down. And now it's Sean Barry, who tripled and scored a run in the 5th. He is 1 for 2 today. Gil Heredia is standing in the on-deck circle, but if Sean gets on, I gotta believe there's no way Gil's gonna see the home plate. And that's a base hit for Sean Barry once more time, defying his future as a Milwaukee Brewer. Barry is aboard at first base. Gil Heredia is being called back to the dugout by Philippe Alou. And let's see who they go with now. The cupboard is a little bit on the bare side. So, yeah, they're going to go with backup first baseman Randy Milligan. As the pinch hitter against Doug Drabek here in the 7th. Heredia is gone. I'll give you Heredia's numbers. Gil pitched 2 innings, allowed 1 hit, walked 3 men, and struck out 1. He allowed no runs, none earned, and no home runs. I don't think I told you how Pedro did. Pedro Martinez pitched 5 innings, allowed 5 hits. He walked 3, but one of those was intentional, and he struck out 4 batters. Nope, 4 batters. Allowed 1 run, it was earned, and no home runs. So, it's Randy Milligan, who hit .232 in 1994 against Doug Drabek. Randy wants to drive this ball out of here. Sean Berry's on first base. It's going to take a home run to score him. No, I'm kidding. It's probably just going to take a triple. The pitch to Randy is a ground ball to short. That's Jay Bell, who's going to go the short way to leaned, and that will retire the Expos in the 7th. So, we go to the 8th, and we are tied at 1 in Montreal. Bottom third of the order again. Jeff King has made the 3rd out of the inning 3 times in this ball game. So Mike LaValliere has led off. This will be the 3rd time in this ball game. John Wetland is going to come on. Yeah, jeez, are they going to do that? No, they're not. It looked like Wetland. Now they're waving Wetland back because nobody really wants him in the game. He's later on going to become the 1996 World Series MVP, and everyone's going to wonder, huh? All right, so Mel Rojas is going to be the new pitcher for the Expos. In the top of the 8th. He is a right-hander. He did a fair amount of closing for the Expos, but he was also a setup man for Wetland. So Mel is on to face the bottom third of the Pirates order. We'll give you a look at his card right there. You can see his home rating is a B. I'll move this over a little bit, center it up for you. His home rating is a B. He's got automatic strikeouts on 55 and 57, and he can go a maximum of 2 innings. Mike LaValliere stands in as the Pirates catcher. He is 1 for 3 with a double. He doubled back in the 6th, and like so many of his teammates, was stranded on base in that inning. This one is hit in the air to left. That's Moises Alou who's going to glove it, and that's 1 down. Jose leaned, coming to bat here in the bottom of the 8th. If he gets on, they're probably hitting for Drabek. For now, Drabek is in the on-deck circle. Jose is 0 for 2 with a very, very, very rare walk back in the 6th. Fly ball center field. This is going to be Grissom, and he will take it for out number 2. And so that will allow Drabek, unless something unforeseen is about to happen. Jim Leland looking at his lineup card. He actually does have some weapons on the bench. But he's not going to use them. With 2 outs and nobody on, he's going to let Drabek bat here in the 8th. The pitch to Doug is, he made contact. He rolls it out to Mike Lansing, who comes in a few steps and flips to Floyd. And that'll retire the Pirates in the 8th, 1-2-3. Mel Rojas does his job. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Drabek is back out, and Mike Lansing, top of the order, will be up for Montreal. All they need is 1. Montreal's got plenty of bullpen to put this away if they can get a lead. Mike Lansing is 1 for 3 today. He wants to get on base to start the ninth, or to start the eighth, excuse me. This one is a range check. That's got Jeff King in the hole to his left. He gloves it, he spins, he throws, and Lansing is retired. For the first out of the bottom of the eighth, Cliff Floyd comes to the plate. Cliff's 1 for 3 with a double. Pitch to Cliff. Oop, and I'm dropping dice. That's never good. It's never good, sports fans. All right, the pitch to Cliff. Is taken for ball 4. Drabek might be tiring. Drabek might be tiring. The Pirates bullpen is now going. Patterson throwing. And so is Vicente Palacios. A very young Vicente Palacios. Although Vicente Palacios is one of those ball players, I don't think he was ever young. In fact, I don't think he was even born young. Grissom is now up with Cliff Floyd at first base. Grissom is 0 for 3. Cliff Floyd at first, 1 man out. They could start him, but it sounds like a suicide mission for Floyd at second base if Grissom misses the pitch. So, the pitch to Marquise is hitting the air to center, and that's going to be Cecil Espy coming in a few steps, and that's 2 down. And Larry Walker will come to the plate. Leland is going to the mound. Is he going to make a change? Drabek is nodding his head, and so Leland's going to let him pitch to Walker. Pitch to Larry is going to be a range check. That's center field. That's Cecil Espy, and Cecil Espy has speed to burn, so he makes the catch, and that retires the Expos in the 8th. We're going to the 9th. We've decided nothing. It's Pirates 1, Expos 1 here in Montreal. Alex Cole, Jay Bell, and Cecil Espy in the 9th for Pittsburgh. And back on the mound in his second inning of work, Mel Rojas. Pitch to Alex. Alex Cole is 1 for 2 with 2 walks. He has not scored yet. And Rojas walks him. That's his 3rd walk of the ball game for Alex Cole. And he is aboard. Jay Bell has already bunted successfully. Alex Cole has a little bit of speed, but they might feel more comfortable bunting. Jay Bell, 1 for 3 today with the sacrifice bunt. He squares. He gets it. Wait a minute. He gets it down toward third base. That's Sean Barry, who throws across to Floyd, throws to Lansing, covering, and that moves Alex Cole to second base. Cecil Espy is up. Barry Bonds is on deck. And Leland's going to take another look at that lineup card. Van Slyke went 0 for 3, but he's out of the game because he lost his temper. And so they're going to hit for Espy. That's going to do it for Cecil. Question is, who's going to do the hitting? Rojas is a right-hander. And it's going to be Gary Varsho, backup outfielder, left-handed pinch hitter, to bat for Espy. So Varsho pinch hits here in the ninth. With a chance to be a hero, Bonds is on deck. Varsho hit .222 with a .266 on base average. The pitch to Gary. Hit in the air to center. This is Grissom. He will take it for out number 2. And now Barry Bonds will be walked again, and they're going to let Orlando Merced beat him if he can. So that, with first base open, puts Bonds aboard, just as the Expos did back in the 5th. So with 2 outs, it's Orlando Merced facing Rojas, and a chance to give the Pirates the lead. Alex Cole, with good speed, is on second base. The pitch home to Merced is a swing and a miss. On a strike 3, Rojas gets him out of it. We go to the bottom of the 9th. And the Pirates leave 2 more on base. Varsho will go to right field. Alex Cole will go to center field. And that's not stellar defense, but that's what they've got. And so that means Drabek is coming back out for the 9th inning. Alou, Fletcher, and Cordero, unless we have some strategic moves by Philippe Alou. Those will be your batters, first 3 anyway, for the Expos, trying to win it in the bottom of the 9th. Alou stands in, 339. He's 0 for 3 today, 2 strikeouts. 2 strikeouts on the day. Pitch to Moises is a line drive, base hit to, don't tell me. Right field, he goes the other way. Moises is aboard. They may want to run for him. Fletcher is due. He's a left-handed batting catcher. You'll see the double letters on Drabek's card. AA, if we're the third, we're past the 3rd time through the order. We're actually the 4th time through the order. But he hasn't needed to change his rating, because even the 3rd time through the order, he keeps his A rating on the road. All right, so Fletcher is up. He's 0 for 3. He's going to bunt. He squares on Drabek. And botches the bunt. Merced goes to Bell covering second. And Fletcher barely reaches on a fielder's choice. Fletcher is aboard. See if the Expos have any speed on their bench. I know they do. I made the cards, so I remember. And it's Lou Frazier batting or running for Fletcher. And now I can do my really bad Muhammad Ali imitation. Lou Frazier, everybody's talking about Lou Frazier. Frazier is on first base running for Darren Fletcher here in the 9th. If we go to the 10th, gonna need a new catcher. Frazier is a good base stealer, and Will Cordero is at the plate. Cordero is 0 for 3. Drabek still in the game. And Drabek to the belt. He's going to check Frazier. And there he goes. And Frazier steals second. Frazier steals second. He is safe. And now Cordero's got the winning run sitting there on second base. They're going to let him try and win the game. Cordero, Drabek is still in there. Cordero 0 for 3 today. Frazier ready to try and score. Pitch. Is strike 3 called. Cordero fans, and that's 2 down. And now Sean Berry, not the most popular batter in Milwaukee Brewers history, but does have 2 hits on the day. He has a triple, and he has the only run scored for the Expos so far. On deck is Mel Rojas, but you know he's not going to bat. So boy. Okay, Sean Berry's it. They're going to let him try and win the game. Frazier on second. 2 men out. Sean Berry, 2 hits on the day. Drabek to the belt. Checks Frazier at second. The pitch. Struck him out. That retires the Expos in the 9th. We're going to free baseball. And in the 10th, it'll be King, Lavalier, and Leaned. Excuse me. King, Lavalier, and Leaned for Pittsburgh. And they got to be tired of stranding runners. So maybe they'll want to do something about that. Pitching for the Expos will be a new pitcher, a new reliever, Tim Scott. Tim Scott, as you can see on his card, has an A+ rating at home. He has nothing changed for strikeouts or walks on his card for modifiers, and he has a maximum of 1 inning of work. All right, Jeff King. Gonna make a couple of changes here for the Expos. Lou Frazier is out of the game. Tim Scott will take his place in the batting order. That's the 6th spot. We have a new catcher. The new catcher for the Expos is Lenny Webster. And he will bat 9th. And lead off the bottom of the 10th for Montreal. So, Jeff King stands in. It's King, Lavalier, and Leaned to bat for the Pirates here in the 10th. Jeff King is 0 for 4 with a couple of whiffs today. This one's hitting the air to left field. That's Moises Salou, and that's one down. 0 for 5 for King so far. Lavalier batting. The pitch to him is lined one more time. Spanky got a hold of one. This one goes down the line past past Barry, which isn't hard to do. And Spanky's going to waddle his way all the way to second base, where I believe he is going to be pulled for a pinch runner. Because there's Slow, and then there's Ron Kittle, and then there's Mike Lavalier after that somewhere. So how do they want to do this? They're going to go to Gary Reedus to pinch run for Michael Lavalier. And Lean is due in more ways than one, but he's not going to be allowed to bat. It's going to be Don Slott pinch hitting for him. And Slott will doubtless stay on to do the catching. So Lean is gone. And I'm dropping cards all over the place. Don't forget to tell me how you like the new camera view in the comments. So Slott comes to the plate. Now Doug Drabek is on deck. They could walk Slott and get around him. As you can see, Slott's batting average in 92 was 345 with a 384 on base average, and he slugged 482. The man was dangerous. And so they are going to walk him and force Leland to do something else. So that's going to pull Drabek from the ball game. I'll give you Doug's numbers in just a second, but the pinch hitter for Drabek is going to be outfielder / first baseman / sometimes even a catcher, and future manager Lloyd McClendon. Doug Drabek's numbers on the evening. Don't tell me, I've got them. Doug Drabek's numbers on the evening: 9 innings pitched. He allowed 6 hits. He walked 1 man. He struck out 4. He allowed 1 run. It was earned, and no home runs. A very, very good evening for Drabek, and he deserves a better fate than a no decision, but that's exactly what he's going to get unless the Pirates can score here. Tim Scott has himself a whole peck of trouble. Gary Reedus is on second, Don Slott's on first, and there's 1 man out with Lloyd McClendon ready to try and give the Pirates the lead here in the 10th. The pitch to McClendon is lined, a base hit to center field. It's on 1 hop to Grissom, who's going to throw home. It's a strike to Lenny Webster, and the runners hold. So we have the bases full of Pirates, and Alex Cole coming to the plate with 1 out in the 10th. So let's set the runners. There's 1 man out. It's Gary Reedus on third. It's Don Slott on second, and Lloyd McClendon on first. And Alex Cole at the plate, the center fielder right now for the Pirates. He is 1 for 2. He has walked 3 times. Tim Scott's in jam, to say the least. The Expos infield is playing in. And this one is hitting the air to left field. That's Moises Salou, who's going to take it. Reedus is tagging at third, and he's going to try and score. The throw home is not in time. Alex Cole delivers Reedus, and the Pirates take a 2-1 lead. With 2 outs in the top of the 10th, we're back to Jay Bell. Slot is on second. McClendon is on first. Jay Bell is 1 for 3 with 2 successful sacrifices today. Gary Varsho is on deck. The pitch to Jay Bell is hit on the ground to first. That's Cliff Floyd, who's going to flip it to Scott to retire the side. The Pirates leave 2 more batters, but they did get one across. And it's 2-1 Pirates as we go to the bottom of the 10th. They did pinch hit for Doug Drabek, and so they need a new pitcher. And, wow, how are they going to do this? They're going to go to their closer, Stan Belinda. But Stan Belinda on the road was not a model of consistency. Get you a look at his card. As you can see, he is a D pitcher on the road. The good news is he has strikeout modifiers on rolls of 55 and 77. He can go a maximum of 1 inning. And that's all the Pirates hope he needs to do. Stan Belinda will bat 9th. Jeff King will move to second base in the bottom of the 10th. John Wayner will play third base in the bottom of the 10th and bat 7th. And the Pirates are just about out of players. They got 1 backup catcher left, and that's it. So, other than pitchers. So, it's the bottom of the 10th. It's 2-1 Pittsburgh. Montreal has their last chance, and they're in there against a shaky closer on the road in Stan Belinda. Lenny Webster is standing in. He will lead off. He is a .273 hitter in 1994 with a .370 on-base percentage. You could do worse than that to lead off the inning. The pitch from Belinda to Lenny Webster is an error check. Uh-oh. Pirates have all sorts of odd defensive stuff going on. It's a grounder to King at second base. Not his best position, but he makes the play for out number 1. Webster is retired. We go to the top of the order now. It's Mike Lansing. Belinda takes a deep breath. He's got 2 more outs to get. Pitch to Mike, who's 1 for 4 today. Lansing is 1 for 4 today. And Lansing just lined a base hit to left field. Between short and third, he is aboard with a base hit. Let's check Slot's arm. They may want to send Lansing. Slot is the new catcher. He's a -4, so they're not going to send Lansing with 1 out here. They're going to let Cliff Floyd hit. And Clifford is 1 for 3 today with a double and a walk. Stan Belinda to the belt. He checks Lansing. The pitch home. He strikes him out on a breaking pitch. 2 down, and Marquise Grissom 0 for 4 today. Lansing still on first. Marquise Grissom, the last chance at the moment for the Expos. Lansing at first, 2 down. Grissom at the plate with power. He can get his pitch. Pitch from Belinda is a ground ball to short. That's Jay Bell. He's going to flip to King covering second, and that's your ball game. We go 10 innings and decide this one as the 1992 Pittsburgh Pirates take a hard-fought 2-1 victory over the 1994 Montreal Expos. Winning pitcher of the ball game is Doug Drabek. Losing pitcher is Tim Scott. The save goes to Stan Belinda. And the line score, and I'll bring you back around to look at my handsome face. There I am. Oh no, there I'm not. Here I am. Yeah, oh, everyone's not nauseous now. I just haven't done my job properly. There we go. There we are. There I am. Very nice. Very nice and good. Okay. For the victorious and visiting Pittsburgh Pirates, 2 runs on 8 hits. They committed no errors, and they left, you're not going to believe this one, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They left 15 men on base, scoring 2 runs in the ballgame. For the Montreal Expos, 1 run on 6 hits. They committed no errors, I believe. No errors. And they left 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on base. So we had a pitcher's duel. Started out between Drabek and Martinez and ended up a tense 10-inning thriller. These two teams, the 1992 Pittsburgh Pirates and the 1994 Montreal Expos, are part of a set of teams of the 90s available now at ttlbaseballgame.com, ttlbaseballgame.com, that you can purchase right now. Great teams of the 90s include 10 teams in total, and if you haven't seen this list yet, here it is one more time. The teams of the 90s include the 92 Athletics, the 92 Braves, the 92 Pirates, the 93 Tigers, the 94 Expos, the 94 Yankees, the 95 Indians, the 93 White Sox, the 98 Cubs, and the 99 Mets. Those are in the teams of the 90s set for Pine Tar Baseball, which is what you've been watching this evening. Pine Tar Baseball, ttlbaseballgame.com. Hope you enjoyed it. Please click like and subscribe to my channel. I'll have more games all this week on my channel. Until then, I'm Kurt Berglund. Thanks for watching, and so long, everybody.